And welcome to Office Hours 2021 with School Rubric. And I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a month, but I guess that's because I haven't seen you guys in a month. But really excited to get back into this space. Really excited to have a great conversation on the concept of one word that tends to be a great talking point for people as they roll into the new year, either because they pick a one word or they choose that their process is slightly different and maybe they pick 12 words or maybe they pick something else or maybe they blog. Any way to process and move forward. But tonight we wanted to talk about one word that sort of ignited our passions, ignited our thought processes, not necessarily the best one words, no comparative, just things that sparked our interest, caught our attention. But before we dive into One Word 2021, one special announcement that this office hours space is going to go once a week, every Tuesday at this time. And we are very excited to join you on the office hours platform. Once a week, set it in your calendar, put it on your iPhone, put it in your announcements, and join the conversation, join the banter. But now that that's been done, let's reacquaint ourselves with everyone here. Maybe we took in some of our wellness tips that we gave in December, but let's go around this table and start with Tracy and just sort of reintroduce yourself to the crowd and let us know what you're up to quickly before we dive into One Word 2021.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back and Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
I didn't quite follow my instructions on self-care because I have a book deadline and I take a nap in the middle of the night, wake up, and I just kill it. So, but that's been joy for me. So that's kind of what I've been doing.
Hey, Tracy. Happy New Year, everybody. Hey, Charles. Hey, Che. Haven't seen you in a long time. Can I just add that intro, the new intro, is so awesome with the green and the chalkboard. That was really cool. Kudos to the producers for that. I have been trying to follow up with my wellness tips since the last episode, trying to read a little bit. And when I say read, I mean listen to books a little bit. Still trying to work out as much as possible. I've now moved my workouts to early in the mornings just so that I make sure that I get that in because I do need it in my day. Otherwise, it's the first thing to go when things get a little bit hectic and tough. And so this way I force myself into it. But other than that, just enjoying the high life.
Hey, guys. So excited to be back. I tried my best as well to take my own words and I tried unplugging. But of course, the moment you unplug as a school leader, right, you come back to a bajillion emails. So there's always that balance, right? You can unplug, but not for too long. But super excited to kick off this year. I started years ago. I've been flawless with my resolutions only because I made a resolution never to make another one. So things have been going pretty well.
Didn't see that coming.
I think there's a technical term for that in the teaching biz. When you set the bar so low, there's no way you can ascend to greatness. I love that idea. As for the emails, I opened an email back in 2015. Didn't go very well, so I haven't opened one since then. Great to hear from all of you. Great to see that you're up to so many things in that break. But time is tight. Like I'm already getting the message. We got a great montage of one words to wrap up. So we're working on a tight time frame. So let's get a few one words going. And we have one to start that's going to blow your ears a little bit. So watch yourselves. And we listen to David Hennel share his One Word 2021.
I'm David Hennel. I'm a tech director for a school in Maryland. And my word for 2021 is noise. Find your voice, promote your message, and make noise so you are heard.
David, making some noise, but certainly it was a one word that had us all thinking and had reflecting. Pav, I'm going to go to you first. When you hear that one word, noise, what was sort of popping in your mind? What were sort of your thoughts? And of course, we all know we have our one words, but our one words we don't all have our one words, but the one word connects with other people's one words. We make connections, we make ideas, like how can we synergize these together and make something great? But when you hear that one noise, what comes to your mind? What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about clutter. I'm thinking about all the clutter that's in my head. And there's a lot of clutter in my head. There's always things that we could do without. And so when I'm thinking about the noise, I'm thinking about all those things that clog up my thinking, that clog up my reasoning, that clog up, all the really good decision making things, that the ways that I could be making really better decisions, and trying to get those things out so that I can be more intentional with my day to day, with the things that I know I want to do. So when I think of noise, I think of clutter, and how I could maybe avoid some of that so I can really focus on the things that I want to do this year. Tracy, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to say hi real quick. Some people are dropping in. So hi, Dawn. And I think that was Kevin that I saw just pop in. Glad to have you guys here. So, make some noise so you're heard. I mean, that just speaks to me so deeply, especially in the climate that we're in right now. Like, we have to amplify our voices. We, as educators, we're supposed to be those role models and those leaders. So we can't just sit on the sidelines quietly. We have to be facilitators of courageous conversation. We have to make good noise, like good trouble. We got to make some good noise. We got to crank it up. We got to rock the house. We got to shake it until the stuff falls out, and just be the change. So yeah, that just resonated with me so deeply.
Charles, I think it's your turn. When you hear noise, I know as an administrator, noise is usually a lot of teachers asking you for things, but beyond that, what does that idea of noise mean to you?
I think it's important, right? And I want to use the words, because yesterday was Dr. King's birthday. Well, the day we celebrate his birthday. His birthday was Friday, right? But I think what's important is there was a time he talked about, right? We're always going to find this moment in time where we need to amplify our own voices. We cannot rely on everyone else around us to deliver our message. So it's important that, especially in the world of social media, where there are so many loud voices out there. And like Tracy said, we have to stand up and be loud for those things that we believe in, because I guarantee you there are going to be other people that are doing that same thing. So if you want to push back, if you really want to make change, we need to make our voices just as loud, if not louder.
Those are great points from all three of you. I was thinking, when I heard the word, I immediately thought of music. Thunderstruck and make a noise, and I made that connection to being a disruptor, that if you're trying to make noise and make change, we all know that in the system, regardless of best intentions, it always serves the majority. And to facilitate that anti-racist lenses, I have to be a disruptor, and I have to understand that I need to disrupt. It's the appreciation of knowing that the system is always inherently lends itself in favor of others, and I want to disrupt that system. And disruption, I think of noise. And so sometimes people think, oh, it's just noise, but it's not just noise when you sort of make that appreciation that I'm intentionally being a disruptor, and I understand I need to be noisy, because I'm not noisy, then my racialized students, my marginalized community, they don't get heard often enough. And so when I heard noise, I heard thunderstruck, and I thought disruption, and I said, good for teachers to appreciate and educators to know why I need to make noise, why I need to be a disruptor. And I really like that. I like those words. I like everything you talked about. All right. Word number 2, we have Mark from Australia, and I think he's got a wonderful word called support. So let's cue up Mark's video from Australia on One Word 2021.
Hey guys, Mark Titheradge here, Assistant Principal, Western Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. My one word for 2021 is support. Give it, seek it, accept it. Why? Because we're better together.
Mark gave us a quick why with that. I'll mix the tables around, because Charles, I don't think you've had the luxury of leading one of these yet. So Charles, on you, what do you think when you think of support? How do you make connections? How do you expand on that when we talk about One Word 2021?
I talk about support a lot. And in fact, when oftentimes we're talking about making changes and just the work that we have to do in education, and people ask me, what is something that we need in order for this to be meaningful and impactful? And I talk about support, because if we're going to do this work, it is up to us at all levels to make sure that those people who are doing the work are supported. Much of what we do is different. It's innovative. It's dangerous. It's going to be struggles and fails, right? So we need to make sure that we are supporting one another through the work that we're doing. Otherwise, nobody's going to be a risk taker. Nobody's going to take those, to put their foot out there, right? So support to me means that let's make sure that in order to do the work that we're doing, we have to support each other on all levels.
Great point. All right, Charles, I will give it off to Pav to talk a little bit about support and this word from Mark in Australia.
So I'm going to I'm going to agree with Charles, and I'm also going to take this and connect it to our one word, Che and myself. Our one word for 2021 is amplify. And when I think about support, I'm thinking about all of the ways that we hope to be able to support other educators and support students in our community by amplifying their voices. And so I think about so we have this platform, we have this ability to make noise. We have this ability to put our voices out there. Now, how can we take that ability and assist others with being able to do the same? Because we've seen all of the benefits that it's had for us in our teaching career, our personal lives. And so how can we take that and support other people? So I'm thinking about amplify, and this is really what we hope to be able to do, is to support other educators, support students, support the people in our community, support our peers, our colleagues, everybody that we can in amplifying their own voices. So I'm tying that right back to our one word of amplify.
You guys do a great job of supporting other educators. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you, guys.
Would I do it again? For sure, but not for free, as Sinbad jokes all the time. But Tracy, a little bit of talk from you, because we know you are a big advocate of support. When we hear your voice, it's always about supporting, giving, connecting, whether it's teacher, administrator, and community. Oh, you're a big fan of building that family network across the entire educational platform. What's support mean for you?
Oh boy. Well, in particular, right now in this climate, support looks completely different. Support is sacrifice, support is selflessness, support is grace. I have kindergartners who are learning what depression is because they've gone through the holidays and not been able to see grandma or grandpa. I have parents who they're taking care of a kid who has COVID, or they're in a room separated from their loved ones and they have COVID. And then there's educators, and we're in rooms teaching virtually and alone, and quarantine kids going in and out, and educators in the classroom, in the trenches, worried. So this support, it's everything right now. We all have to support each other at varying levels. And it just looks completely different right now. And Tony C dropped in, and he is an avid supporter of all of us. We love you, Tony C.
Hey, Tony.
We certainly have a very lively crew that's come around. Lots of people dropping in. I don't want to drop too many names because I'll miss 7 people and then get 4 nasty emails afterwards. But we love so many people that we interact with in their chats, in the content they're producing, coming back here just to join us for that one word. So everyone that's stopped by, made a tweet, joined in view, we really appreciate that. Let's get ready for another word, 2021. It's a word from Noah, a fellow Canadian, about breathing. Let's cue up that video on one word, 2021.
My name is Noa Daniel. I am a teacher just outside Toronto in Canada. I am also a podcaster. I'm a writer. I'm a speaker, and I'm the co-founder of The Mentry. And my one word for 2021 is breathe, so that I don't forget, so that every time I glitch online, I remember that spinning wheel is an opportunity to just take it all in and let it all go.
Ooh, I think we can all appreciate a little breathing when we're making noise, when we're supporting people. We got to sometimes take a breath. Let's start with Tracy on this one. Tracy, when you think about breathing and one word 2021, what connections are you making?
I had to do a lot of breathing today. I'm in the middle of teaching remote learning, and I just felt like I was like failing this lesson. I'm like, oh my gosh, trying to make it engaging. And I'm just like, this is so not working. Miss Browder, we can't hear you. But I kept going. It's that remembering to breathe and showing kids that we're resilient and that this is going to be messy and we're going to get through it. So if we're modeling that resilience by taking that breath and just saying, it's okay if it's not okay. We're teaching them resilience. And so that's what I think of when I tell myself to breathe.
That's a great connection back to resilience. Charles, what do you want to add on here when we talk about breathing?
Yeah, I talk about this thing about leading through crisis, and the very first word is slow down. And I think oftentimes we rush, right? We feel this, I call it the urge to surge, but sometimes we need to slow down. right? And slowing down, in fact, this is one of the things I talk about with this step, is mindful breathing, right? We need to center ourselves. We need to slow down. We need to focus before we continue just pushing forward, and who knows where we're going to end up, right? So it's okay. Slow down, breathe. It'll all be okay.
You know, with the nickname Hurricane, I must admit, I don't know much about taking a breath. So, Pav, why don't you give us a little bit more about breathing as a one-word 2021, as one that ignites our thoughts?
Actually, breathing is something that we started to do a little bit more over the summer because we had taken on running, and this is something that we had to actually focus on. And at the same time, we read a book called Breath by James Nestor, I believe. And in that, he talks about the power of the breath and the intentionality that there is behind it. So, you know, to touch on Charles and what he was talking about focus, this is something that I'm learning to do a little bit more and just be a little bit more intentional. And through breathing, it's a meditative act. So we are being much more intentional with whatever it is that we're doing. And I noticed lots of improvement with my running when it came to focusing on how I was breathing. And that focus alone, you're focusing on one little thing. You're putting everything else out of your head, and you're just focusing on that one thing, your breath, and making sure that you're doing it right. And I feel like that intentionality behind that is something that really helps us to be able to get those things done in the day that we sometimes find it so difficult to do. So yeah, it's important to take that breath and just take a step back.
So is that Shay's secret to the 13Ks?
Yes, but I wish I could say that it was the secret to my 13K. So it worked for one of us.
As all this conversation is going on, I love, like, in my own mind, how these words are working together. That to be noisy, to feel like you got to be a disruptor, you have to take a breath, and you have to make sure you're seeking support, or as you're being noisy and disrupting, you know, you're also supporting people. I think sometimes we fixate on one word and we think more than the funnel that the one word gives us. They all connect and they all synergize together. So I love as the dialogue comes across, there's just that feeling that these words all work in conjunction with each other. And I think this ties in perfectly to our last word we got going here. We have Brian from Vocabulary, along with a bunch of other places he is, but he has a word for us called purpose. And why don't we cue up that video for One Word 2021 on Office Hours with School Rubric.
Yo, this is Brian Romero Smith, Senior Territory Manager for Nearpod and Vocabulary here in North Texas, giving you my one word for 2021. With all the intentionality taking place in 2020, my word is purpose. In 2021, we have to do things on purpose, with purpose, and most importantly, for his purpose. Peace.
Oh, Brian sums it up wonderfully right there. Tracy, I know you were really excited to talk about this word. You connected to it right away. Would love to have your thoughts right away on Brian sharing his words, purpose, on One Word 2021.
You know, it's first of all, I love how he characterized on purpose, with purpose, his purpose. Like, what do you believe in? What drives you? What are your goals? What do you want in life? And we need to seize that with everything we have. So I wanted to share real quick. I actually have John Gordon's book, One Word, and I'm going to read just one quick sentence to you. If you're trying to figure out your one word, if you've never had this focus, this purpose that he speaks of, you must have a desire to live life to the fullest and become the best you. If that's you, then one word is for you. So we'd love to hear what your one word is.
That's beautiful, beautiful. Charles, I'll drop this on you now. When we talk about purpose, what comes to your mind? How do you just put this all together for your own understanding, for your own process of one word?
You know, Che, earlier you said something that I was going to jump in, so I'm glad you already said it. The idea that all of these words are connecting to each other, right? Not a single word exists in reality in isolation. And so, but I think the purpose, if it maybe be that one word that drives these things, right? Because you cannot be supportive. You cannot have that voice and amplifying others and your own voice if you don't know what your purpose is. Otherwise, you're going to be out there. And I don't want to call anybody out, but we know that there are individuals who just, right, they're empty platitudes because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm lost. I'm just kind of looking around. You need to know your own purpose. If you're going to be intentional, if you're going to reach those goals, you need to have a purpose. I know, Che, you say this all the time when we discuss, when we're having our logistical meetings, what's the purpose, right? And there it is. Why are we doing what we're doing?
You put it beautifully. Pav, I'll put it on you because if I had to discuss my purpose, I'd be all over the place.
and it's
he said he didn't want to call anybody out, right?
No, I know. You know, it is challenging. Finding your why, finding your purpose is tough. And I have to say that I think that you have to spend that time doing your soul searching and trying to figure out what is important to you in your life, what is important to you, and what is that purpose? What is that meaning? What is it that you're looking for in your life? Either for that year, it could be a short-term thing, or it could be a long-term thing, you know, in your entire life. Looking back, what do you want to say that you lived for? Right. And so I think that just to counter just a little bit on what Charles said, sometimes we have to take our time finding our purpose and why, because there's a lot of one words out there. There's a lot of one words and there's a lot of people. And every time I hear somebody's one word, I'm like, oh, I like that. I should make that my one word. Or, you know, oh, they provided a really great reasoning for why that's their one word. Maybe I should have thought of that one. And so I think that it's really important for you to think very deeply and take your time doing that and trying to really figure out what it is that you want to do in your life and not just pick a word because, like, as you say, Charles, just for the platitudes, right? Just empty behind it. Think about what you want out of your own life and for the people that are around you and really find the purpose behind your why and behind your word.
This has been a very fun discussion, but I'm getting the message in here that we have a really great montage of one words to show, and we want to get to those. And just before we get to that video and sort of wrap up today, just want to remind everyone that this is Office Hours with School Rubric, and we are moving to once a week at 8 o'clock. So join the conversation, the banter, the people coming in, us all around having our conversations on stuff, education and teaching. And as we all talked about our one word today, I know Tracy is busy writing a ton of words. She's got a due date in February, I believe, for her upcoming pirate book. And Charles, you better copy a whole bunch of words because I know you got an upcoming publication with Codebreaker, and we know we are both very excited to see your two upcoming book projects. So just wanted to talk about those. And Pav, I know you got tons of work because you got to cover up for me all the time. So you always have to find the right words. And everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Office Hours with School Rubric. Please take us out, our lovely team, with that beautiful montage of all these one words that people are using to propel them forward. And thank you so much for joining us tonight on Office Hours.
Hi, my name is Lauren Kaufman, and I'm an educator in Long Island, New York. And my one word 2021 is believe.
Hi, my name is Dan Villadore. I am a health and physical education teacher here in Toronto, Ontario. I am also an instructional leader at York University, and my one word for 2021 is resilience.
Hi, I'm Melissa Hayes from Hilliard, Ohio, and my one word is laugh.
Hi, it's Brad Hughes, elementary principal in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, and my one word for 2021 is restore.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Darren Pepper. I'm a superintendent of schools in Colorado, and I'm the author of Road to Awesome, Empower, Lead, and Change the Game. And my one word for 2021 is traction.
Hey everybody, I'm Tara Desiderio, proud elementary principal in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And my one word for the second year in a row is intentional. I feel like there is so much power in being intentional, and it served me so well last year that I am so looking forward to being intentional throughout this year and all of our hopes and dreams coming true. I hope you are too.
Hey everyone, it's Taylor Armstrong from Vestavia Hills, Alabama, Assistant Technology Director, and my one word for 2021 is open. Be open, be honest, be truthful with each other, and let's be transparent.
Hi, my name's Beth Lyons. I'm a full-time teacher librarian in Caledon, Ontario, Canada. My one word for January is nourish. And I picked nourish because I wanted to nourish this time at home with my family, with my children and my husband. And I wanted to focus on nourishing my body by eating more healthy and getting outside and exercising more. And my one word will change in February. Last year I started one word times 12, where I switch my word up every month so I can be more reflective of the time that's passing and what's happening around me. You can follow along at #OneWordX12, which is one word times 12. Thanks.
Hey everybody, my name is Lise Farquhar and I'm a visual arts teacher at an international school in the United Arab Emirates. And my one word for 2021 is yes.
You gotta build on it. Whatever you learn from, you gotta build on it.
Hi, I'm Sari Goldberg-McEwen, Central Office Administrator and Remote Learning Principal from Long Island, New York. My one word for 2020 is empathy. I believe in the power of relationships, and listening, understanding, and being able to put yourself into somebody else's shoes only helps to deepen those relationships. And at the end of the day, we are better together.
Hi, I'm Mark from Canton, Michigan. And my one word is forward, because we can't have these challenges hold us back from achieving our goals.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Aldana at beautiful Los Fresnos High School in South Texas. And my one word for this year, it's actually two words, yet and empower. Have a great year, everybody.
My name is Tony Capola, and I'm a third grade teacher in Northern California. And my one word this year, surrender.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Santiago Meza here, elementary principal from Rosamond, California. And my one word for 2021 is go. Go with faith, go with hope, go with love. And when you go in those things, you go, help, serve, and support. Go.
Mi one word para el 2021 es oportunidad. La oportunidad de cumplir todos los propósitos pendientes de 2020 y la oportunidad de disfrutar nuestras familias.
Hey everyone, I'm Wallace.
Hey everyone, I'm Philip.
And our one word is
family.
Family.
My name is Ryan, and our 2021 word is smile.
Hey, I'm Tracy. So, my one word. I thought about it. I'm like, I'm not finished with last year's word. And then I had a word for this year. So last year was fearless. This year's collaboration. I thought, why not combine them? So this year, I will fearlessly collaborate.
Hi, I'm Pav Wander from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Che and I are hosts of the Staff Room podcast and The Drive on Voice Ed Radio. And our one word for 2021 is amplify.
Hey guys, Charles Williams here from the Counter Narrative podcast. And my one word for 2021 is challenge.
Thank you for watching Office Hours presented by School Rubric. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we highlight voices and perspectives of educational leaders across the globe. To stay in the know with our latest upcoming panels, interviews, tutorials, and more, make sure that you follow us on social media or visit us at schoolrubric.com. Thank you.